Let me ask you something. Why do so many men ignore the warning signs staring them in the face when it comes to women? Is it blind optimism? Fear of being alone? Or perhaps it's that nagging belief that you can fix her? Whatever the reason, one thing is certain. Ignoring these red flags can cost you your happiness, your self-respect, and sometimes even your sanity. Now let's get controversial. Not every woman deserves your time, energy, or attention. In fact, some women will blatantly tell you who they are through their words. Yes, you heard that right. Her words. These are not subtle hints or cryptic behaviors. These are bold, undeniable statements that scream, "I am not the right person for you." Gentlemen, let me tell you, if you don't listen, when a woman shows you who she is, you're setting yourself up for heartbreak. Relationships are not charity work, and you're not here to save someone from their own toxic mindset. There's nothing noble about sticking around when the writing is already on the wall. Here's the kicker. Some men hear these things and convince themselves it's just a phase or a misunderstanding. Wrong. These statements are not phases. They are truths. Truths about who she is, how she sees you, and how she'll treat you. Walking away isn't about being cruel. It's about protecting yourself. In this video, we're going to break down the 5 most dangerous things a woman can say that should make you pause, think, and ultimately walk away. These phrases are often overlooked, dismissed as no big deal. But trust me, they are major red flags. And if you're serious about maintaining your peace of mind and building a life with the right person, then knowing when to walk away is a skill you must master. So, buckle up. This isn't just another relationship advice video. This is about protecting your dignity, your self-worth, and your future. Let's get into it. 1. I'm not sure if I even like you. This statement might seem harmless on the surface. After all, everyone has moments of uncertainty, right? Wrong. When a woman tells you, "I'm not sure if I even like you," it's a giant red flag you can't afford to ignore. Why? Because it reveals a lack of respect and interest that can only lead to emotional damage if you stay. Think about it. A relationship, no matter how new or established, should be built on mutual effort, clarity, and shared interest. When someone openly admits they don't know if they even like you, they're showing you where you stand in their life, on the back burner. This kind of statement often comes from someone who's emotionally unavailable, or just stringing you along until something better comes along. And if you're hearing this from her, it's not your job to convince her to like you. You're not a salesperson trying to close a deal. You're a man with value, and if she can't see that, it's her loss, not yours. Now let's dig deeper into what this kind of statement really means. Often, women who say this are either testing your willingness to stick around despite the disrespect, keeping you as an option while they explore others, revealing their lack of genuine interest in you, hoping you'll eventually take the hint. The truth is, sticking around after hearing this does nothing but hurt your confidence. You'll find yourself constantly overanalyzing her words, questioning your worth, and trying harder to earn her affection. But here's the harsh reality. A woman who truly values and respects you will never make you feel uncertain about how she feels. Imagine this scenario. You're on a date, and everything seems to be going fine. Then, out of nowhere, she says, "I'm not sure if I even like you." You laugh nervously, unsure how to respond, but in your mind, the wheels start spinning. What did I do wrong? Am I not good enough? The truth is, you did nothing wrong. The problem lies with her inability or unwillingness to recognize your worth. A high-value man understands that relationships thrive on mutual effort and respect. The moment someone openly questions whether they even like you, it's time to walk away. Don't argue. Don't try to change her mind, and certainly don't waste your energy trying to prove your worth. Instead, politely end the conversation and move on with your dignity intact. A woman who appreciates you won't need to figure out if she likes you. She'll know, and she'll make it clear through her actions and words. Remember, your time and energy are valuable. Don't waste them on someone who doesn't see your worth. 2. You're too good for me. At first glance, this might sound like a compliment. You might even feel flattered when a woman says, "You're too good for me." But let me stop you right there. This is not a compliment. It's a warning, a dangerous one. When a woman says this, she's not lifting you up. She's creating an emotional distance between you and her. It's her way of admitting she doesn't feel like putting in the effort to match your energy, values, or commitment. And let's be real, if she's already giving up before things even begin, how do you think the relationship will play out? This phrase is often a red flag that she either lacks the confidence to invest in a meaningful relationship, has no intention of trying to match the respect and care you offer, wants to keep you in her orbit, but doesn't plan to reciprocate. Here's the harsh truth. Someone who believes you're too good for them will either sabotage the relationship or leave you emotionally drained, trying to convince them otherwise, and as much as you might want to reassure her that she's good enough, that's not your job. It's her responsibility to work through her insecurities, not yours to fix them. Let me give you a situation to consider. Imagine you're seeing someone, and everything seems to be going well. One evening, she turns to you and says, "You're such a great guy. Honestly, you're too good for me." You might feel like she's recognizing your value, but in reality, she's subtly preparing an exit strategy. What she's really saying is, "I don't want to, or can't, rise to your level, so don't expect me to." Think about how this plays out. You start reassuring her, "No, you're amazing. You're perfect just the way you are." And suddenly, the dynamic shifts. Now, instead of building a partnership, you're chasing her validation and trying to make her see what's already obvious. You're a great catch. But the truth is, if she really believed you were too good, she'd either rise to meet your standards or let you go gracefully. A woman who uses this phrase is either emotionally unavailable or trying to ease her guilt for not reciprocating your effort. Either way, sticking around only leads to frustration. What's the right move? Walk away. Politely but firmly. Say something like, "If that's how you feel, then I won't hold you back." Show her that you're not here to settle for half-hearted interest or misplaced insecurities. The bottom line is this. A confident, high-value man doesn't waste time proving his worth to someone who already recognizes it but isn't willing to step up. Respect yourself enough to walk away when the situation demands it. 3. My ex was better at that. Few statements cut deeper than this one. When a woman says, "My ex was better at that," it's not just a casual comment, it's a slap in the face. This phrase does more than compare you to someone else. It diminishes your efforts, your uniqueness, and your value in the relationship. Let's break this down. No man wants to feel like he's living in another man's shadow. When you're constantly being compared to her ex, it's not only disrespectful, but also emotionally draining. It creates an unspoken expectation for you to compete with someone who no longer matters, or at least shouldn't matter. This type of statement often comes from someone who isn't fully over their past relationship. And let's be honest, Why should you have to carry the baggage of a relationship you weren't even part of? If she's still hung up on her ex to the point of vocalizing comparisons, it's a clear sign she's not emotionally available to give you the respect and attention you deserve. Think about it. How would she feel if the roles were reversed? If you casually said, "My ex used to cook this way, and it was better," it would sting. It would make her feel unappreciated, undervalued, and like she's not enough. Yet some people think it's acceptable to hold you to the standard of someone they've already left behind. This is not just about her ex. It's about boundaries and respect. A healthy relationship doesn't involve looking backward. It's about building something new together. If she's focused on what someone else did better, she's not focused on you. And let's be clear, you deserve someone who's all in, not someone who's stuck in the past. When a woman brings up her ex in this way, it's also a sign of emotional immaturity. Instead of celebrating what makes you unique, she's clinging to what she once had. And let me tell you something. If she can't appreciate the present, she has no business being part of your future. As a man with self-respect, you don't settle for being a second option. Or worse, a stand-in for someone else. If her ex is still the benchmark she uses, let her go back to him, while you move forward to someone who truly values you. 4. You need to prove yourself to me. Let's make one thing clear. A relationship isn't a performance, and you're not a contestant trying to win a prize. When a woman tells you, "You need to prove yourself to me," she's setting up a dynamic that is completely unbalanced and, frankly, toxic. It's a power play disguised as a demand for effort. And if you fall for it, you'll spend your entire relationship jumping through hoops to gain her approval. But here's the reality. A high-value man does not need to prove himself to anyone. Your worth is not determined by how much you do, how hard you try, or how many tests you pass to earn her validation. Yet, some men take this bait. They hear these words and think, "She's worth it. I just need to show her I'm the one." Wake up. This is not about love or compatibility. It's about control. When a woman makes this statement, what she's really saying is, "You're not enough as you are. You need to go above and beyond just to meet my standards." This criticism isn't about motivating you to be better. It's about keeping you in a constant state of proving, chasing, and questioning your own worth. And let's be honest, why are so many men willing to tolerate this? It's because they've been conditioned to think that love is something you earn. Society often tells men to put women on pedestals, to work tirelessly to deserve their affection. But here's the truth. Real love isn't about proving yourself. It's about mutual respect, effort, and compatibility. If you're stuck in a relationship where you're constantly being told to prove yourself, take a step back and ask, what is she proving to me? A healthy relationship is a two-way street, not a one-man race. The advice here is simple, but powerful. Stop auditioning for love. You don't need to prove yourself to someone who truly values you. Your worth isn't measured by how much you do to win her. It's time to wake up and realize that a woman who truly appreciates you won't make you jump through hoops to keep her attention. Remember, relationships should empower you, not drain you. Stop proving, stop chasing, and start walking away from anyone who doesn't recognize your value without a list of demands. 5. If you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. This phrase might sound empowering at first glance, but let's unpack it. When a woman says, "If you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best," it's often used as an excuse for toxic behavior. Instead of owning up to flaws and working on self-improvement, This statement shifts the responsibility onto you, the man, to tolerate whatever chaos she brings into your life. Here's the problem. Nobody's perfect, and everyone has their bad days. But there's a huge difference between having a rough moment and consistently being a nightmare to deal with. Using this phrase as a defense is a way of saying, I'm not going to change, so you better just deal with it. And let's be real. How is this fair to you? Relationships are about mutual effort, growth, and respect. If someone expects you to handle their worst without any accountability on their part, it's a red flag that they aren't interested in a healthy partnership. They're looking for someone to absorb their toxicity, not someone to grow with. Men, you've got to stop accepting this kind of mindset as normal. Too often, men stick around because they believe love means enduring anything, even disrespect or emotional manipulation. But ask yourself, why should you settle for someone who uses their worst as a permanent crutch instead of striving to be their best? Now here's the wake-up call. If a woman truly respects you and values the relationship, she won't weaponize her flaws or bad behavior against you. Instead, she'll acknowledge her shortcomings and make an effort to improve, not for you, but for herself and the relationship. The truth is, this phrase is often used by people who want to justify their unwillingness to grow. And let me tell you, a woman who refuses to work on herself is not someone you want to build a future with. As a man of value, you're not here to handle anyone's worst. You're here to build something meaningful with someone who meets you halfway. Don't let this phrase trap you into tolerating what you know deep down is unacceptable. When you hear it, know your worth and walk away with your head held high. Gentlemen, here's the hard truth. Staying in a relationship where these toxic phrases are normalized will do nothing but destroy your self-worth. You deserve more than being someone's emotional punching bag, second choice, or constant fixer. Let's not sugarcoat this. If a woman is using these statements, it's not just her words that are harmful, it's her mindset. And a toxic mindset can't build a healthy relationship. But here's the controversial twist. The moment you walk away, the same woman who disrespected you will often realize what she lost. Why? Because men who know their value are rare, and the absence of your respect and effort will speak louder than any argument ever could. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever been in a situation where a woman said something that made you question your worth? Drop your story in the comments below. I'll personally go through them, because this isn't just a video, it's a community. Let's connect, share, and help each other grow into men who demand respect and give it in return. Remember, you're not here to be tolerated, you're here to be valued. Walk away when respect is missing, and watch how your life changes.